All right, so let's finish formatting some of the text in our document over here. First off, this is a quote, so I know that I need to put this in block quote. I always prefer to just quickly do it with through the code editor, but I think if you select all of this somewhere over here and insert, let's see if we have text objects, block quote. You could do it that way. For me, I think it'd take me even less time just to I forget where they are in the options, but I know the actual HTML, so I just kind of do it that way. And also, since this is the person being quoted, this is kind of I use that cite because they're rather being quoted. Yeah, they're being cited. I'm going to use that cite tag. I'm not sure if Dreamweaver has the cite tag. I think I dug around for it a little bit, but I couldn't actually find it anywhere. But whatever. You know what? That's part of the reason I don't know where these things are is because I don't, when I'm actually working, I never bother digging around for it since I could just, it's fine. I feel totally comfortable doing it that way. Um, I want to show you a new concept actually, and that's it's called special characters. Um, Although, like for example, in the memex here, you see that this is in quotes. But these aren't actual, literally quotes as they should be in the character set. These are just like essentially two single quotes put together, and they'll render right. But if you really want to make it look right, and if you're into typography as I am, I want the exact left quote and I want the right quote. So I'm going to delete these and I'm going to do just that. I am going to insert in there the special characters. And if you go down to insert HTML, special characters, you're going to see you have a left quote and a right quote option. And what's interesting is that it's going to put it in, but look what it actually created. It created some ampersand and some number. And this is pretty much the ampersand, some number, and a semicolon is pretty much standard on how special characters start. And now if you see the difference, now it actually has a quote. If I zoom in, you see the quote, I know it's getting distorted, is skinny at the top and it swoops down into that thing. So that's a real quote. And I'm going to put it at the end, and I'm going to put the right quote, which actually ends up being, well, you saw in the menu item where I showed you, it ends up just being the same thing, but there's a 8221. So if I paste that in there, if I paste that just in there like that, you see that it's still going as though it's starting something else, starting a new quote, like a new left quote. But if I change this to a 1, you see now it becomes the right quote. So those are proper quotes, and that's what I want to do. Um, I could use the Dreamweaver menu option over there to enter those things in, but as you know, I much prefer just to copy the code, and I'll find it somewhere else here in my document. And let's see. No, see, that didn't work. I can't paste that stuff into the WYSIWYG, that code. I have to paste the code into, oh, sorry if I'm making you sick with that. Yeah, here we go. I have to actually paste that ampersand in there in the code view. So I'm going to take out those not real double quotes and paste in the real ones, essentially. And the difference is subtle, but the devil's in the details, if you will, really. And that's and interesting. So this code is for a left quote, and this code is for a right quote. This is actually a more proper quote in HTML, at least. But you notice how it's generic. It's QUOT. We want the proper ones, the left and the right. We could change this to 1, and I think that's about it for us, at least us needing quotes. Maybe we'll find something else later on down the road, but that should be good. It'd be worth your time to, here it is, to Google special HTML characters, and then you could find, actually at the University of Texas over here, when I Googled that, they were the first hit, and it's really they're great. It's pretty robust list of all that stuff, and it'll give you an idea of the kind of special characters, all of which are available to you. You just need to know the actual HTML form. And if you look, they have their own little format too, right? It starts with an ampersand, then it has whatever it is, and it ends with a semicolon. And we did that all the way through. And here's that interesting one that's just a non-breaking space for no good reason. Uh, it's there, but you can't see it. They put as there. This is, if you recall, we actually ended up deleting that. I, I'm not sure this actual tag is a good idea to ever use. I mean, I kind of challenge someone to tell me a proper use of that garbage. That's my opinion. So, those are special characters in HTML.